Hey everybody, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, one of the NHL coaches here. Another fun night last night. We got a nice little streak going on here. Obviously, if you watched the video, you were on Kaprizov. He had 2 goals. You were on Boldy. He had a goal and assist. You were on Timo Meier. He had 2 goals. Jensen was a punt D, and he hit the shot block bonus. He had the little flame next to him. Edmonton did very well for us. McDavid got like 47 DK points, I think it was. One downside was Gaudreau, the Minnesota top line center. He got a whopping 0. Goose egg all around. It was pretty depressing, but I mean, everybody else did so well that, we were able to survive it. So hopefully we can keep the streak going here tonight. Nice 2-game slate. Toronto at home against Philly, Buffalo at home against Pittsburgh. Toronto is the massive favorite at minus 330 on the money line. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, a little bit closer. Pittsburgh is on just a long losing streak. They are on the second end of a back-to-back. They lost last night. They had a 3-goal lead with 7 minutes left, and they blew it. Brutal. The losing streak continues. Buffalo, on the other side, is, they're heating up. They're 6-3 on the season. Tage Thompson and then that top line is going nuclear. But they do have some depth to go along with them, too. So wouldn't surprise me if I throw some money on Buffalo on the money line here at plus 104. Just because, based on how both teams have been looking so far, and, the back end of a back-to-back for Pittsburgh with travel, we'll see. So let's start with this Toronto and Philly matchup. First thing I want us to talk about is the Philly goaltending. Philly is 5-2-2 on the season. Their goaltending has been just lights out, unreal, unsustainable. I don't even know. They shut down the Rangers last night. I got heat in the chat from Coys. Shout out to Coys. He's like, "You still not on the Carter Hart train yet?" And I'm like, not really. I'm a big numbers guy. I'm looking in like the analytics, and I looked at them. I was like, Carter Hart is getting so lucky this season. It's absurd. And I did. So I went to Natural Stat Trick. If you don't know the site, go check them out. Nat Stat Trick. They're fantastic. So what I did was I went to goalies and I sorted by high danger save percentage. So what is a goalie save percentage, with pucks that are like right in front of the net, super high danger shots? His save percentage is .975. That is unsustainable, impossible. The best save percentage in NHL history is .940. And that's for all shots. That's including shots from the blue line, shots that, are going 20 miles an hour from down the ice. They're trying to clear, like whatever. .975. .940 is the NHL record. So it is completely unsustainable. The funny part, at least in my opinion, was who's second on the list? It's the Philly backup, Sandstrom. We might see him in Toronto here tonight. But even with this crazy high danger save percentage, Sandstrom has not looked too great. When you filter it, so we'll filter it by qualifying goalies, so goalies who have had 200 or more minutes of ice time so far. We scrolled over high danger save percentage, .975. He's one of only 2 guys above .895. Like, it is unsustainable. I will be targeting Carter Hart in tournaments. It's going to happen. He's going to have a blow-up game. It's going to happen. It's just unsustainable, impossible. So I'm not interested in that. So with that said, Toronto, they're still a minus 330 favorite on a 2-game slate. Toronto's going to be super popular. You're not going to be any different by targeting Philly goaltendings here. So that's what it is. I think what we'll do is we'll go position by position. It's just going to be kind of tough to, well, not tough, but sort everything out. At the center position, Austin Matthews, he's going to see the highest ownership on the entire slate. Plug him in, especially in cash games, just plug him. If you want to go GPP, you want to go deep GPP, fade Austin Matthews, that's the way to go. But Austin Matthews is going to be like the biggest, highest chalk on the slate. Where you go at second center, a lot of people are going to be going with Tage Thompson here at 6.5K. He had 63 DK points in his last game. The game before that, he had 40 DK points. He has 3 straight games with 8 or more shots. Now he's got Pittsburgh at home. Pittsburgh has really struggled going up against opposing centers. Opposing centers, shooting very well against him. You can see on the DK thing here, Pittsburgh is 28th in the league against opposing centers. So Matthews Thompson is going to be a very popular, very chalky kind of thing. I will say historically, Crosby has like owned Buffalo. Like he is so good at scoring against the Sabres. It is very frustrating as a Sabres fan. You can see I got my Sabres merch on right now. But also Matthews Thompson, I think is going to be probably your popular chalk captain in cash games, but it would not shock me if you want to go with Crosby in there, just with how good he is against the Sabres historically. And like Pittsburgh is on this really big losing streak, but Crosby's still averaging over a point per game. He's got 12 points in 10 games. He's got 15 DK points on average, and like he's still shooting the puck. Like he's getting 3 or more shots in every single game. It's just that they haven't found the back of the net, but it would not shock me here if Crosby is able to light the lamp. Tavares, Nylander, they skate on the second line for Toronto. They both do skate on that top power play unit with Matthews, so like you can fade Matthews, go with Tavares and Nylander, gets you off of Matthews ownership, but it also, you still kind of get the correlation with Matthews being on the ice, on the top power play unit, and just like the talent that he can bring and maybe the attention that he brings to open up the ice for Tavares and Nylander. So the second line of Toronto, I think, is more of a GPP, if anything. Kevin Hayes, he skates on the top line. He's a top line center for Philly. He's going to be the guy you're probably squaring off against Austin Matthews, and I really don't want to play any center that's going up against Austin Matthews just because of how much possession that Matthews line generates. He's probably not going to see the puck on a stick a whole lot, so extreme GPP at best. Favorite cheap play is going to be Dylan Cousins at 3.6K. He's got goals in 3 of his past 4 games. He's been shooting the puck more. The confidence is starting to come out. This was a top 10 pick for Buffalo a couple years back, so they're really hoping for him to, get to that 20 plus goal, 25 plus goal plateau here this season. I certainly think that he's capable of doing it. And we're talking 3.6K for a guy who, has 25 goal expectations. I love it. So Dylan Cousins, I think, could be a great GPP pivot off of the chalk of Matthews and Thompson. Casey Milstead, 2.9K. He's been looking pretty good as of late. The only guy I'll say you could look at is Lawton, 3.1K. He skates on the second line for Philly, which maybe I have a little bit more interest in that second line for Philly. Doesn't provide you with much of a floor at all. You're really kind of hoping that he sees the back of the net, but if he scores 1 goal, he's already paid off his salary at 3.1K. Skates on the top power play unit for Philly. Is going to be avoiding the Austin Matthews line, so maybe Lawton down in that cheap range could be a nice value play for you there. Under the winger position, Jake Quenzel always in play. Alex Tuch, he is not skating with Alex Tuch. He is skating with Alex Tuch. He's not skating with Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner on the top line anymore. He got bumped down. He's skating with Dylan Cousins, who I just mentioned as like a cheap value play at center, and JJ Peterka, who has had a phenomenal start to the season for Buffalo. He still skates on the top power play unit with Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner, but Tuch, 6.9K, it's fine. I think it's a fine position for him. I'm probably not going to be playing him in cash. Be completely straight up front with it. He's more of a GPP play for me. Mitch Marner, you compare him with Austin Matthews for sure. 6.3K. He's had a really rough start to the season, which is kind of why we've seen his salary kind of drop off. But if you remember last year, he was over 8K in his salary. Like the talent is there. They just need to figure out what is going wrong in Toronto because it is not good. Ryan Rust. He'd probably be my other interest. You could pair him with Sidney Crosby. He skates on that top line with Sidney Crosby and Jake Quenzel. They also have a full line correlation on the power play too. So like Rust, Quenzel, and Crosby, they all skate together at even strength, and they all skate together on the top power play unit. So super cheap. He's still generating quite a bit of offense here. So at 5.4K, I don't mind him as mid-tier play. Jeff Olsen, Victor Olsen, he's GPP or bust. He's scoring a goal, or he's scoring a couple of goals, or he's really not doing anything. That's just who he is. That's his game. That's what he does. Jeff Skinner. He's skating with Tage Thompson. So if you are going with Thompson, maybe, and you're kind of high on Buffalo, maybe you go with... If you're playing Thompson, I would probably play Skinner, to be completely honest. Like this, I think, is a really good starting four. in your builds here tonight. I know Pittsburgh has the money line favorite, and I'm really trying to take bias out of it. Like, I fully admit, like, I have Buffalo Sabres bias. Like, I watch all their games. I'm a diehard fan. Like, I want you guys watching these videos to know, like, I do have some Buffalo bias. But I still think that the way that Buffalo has looked compared to the way that Pittsburgh has looked, on this 5-game losing streak, on the second end of a back-to-back, on the road, like, they're frustrated. So maybe like Pittsburgh comes out and just like blows things out of the water. But Buffalo's looked really good. Even the analytics are saying that Buffalo's looking really strong this season. So this is kind of why I have this here. But if you go Pittsburgh 1, no arguments again from me at all. Pittsburgh, they are a solid team. Crosby is solid. Guentzel's solid. Rust, all that stuff. So no complaints. But I just want to put that little disclaimer out there for you guys. Cheap plays that you could be going. Jake Farabee, 4K. He skates on that top power play unit. Actually, no. He skates on the second power play unit for Philly. He skates on the top line for Philly. So maybe I don't have too much interest in him. Just because I don't have a whole lot of interest in that top line for Philly. Kyle Okposo, this is the guy who took Alex Tuch's spot on that top line. And honestly, ever since he got thrown on that top line, that is when Tage Thompson has gone off. That is when Jeff Skinner has gone off. Like, they have looked the best this season ever since Kyle Okposo moved up to that top line. So maybe they figured something out there. 3.4K. You can pair him with those guys if you really want to. Jack Quinn, he skates on the top power play unit for Buffalo. 2.8K. This guy's got a wicked shot. He's starting to get his confidence back his past 3 games. So he was sitting for a couple games there. He was sitting for the Edmonton and Calgary game in between. But ever since he got back, he's looked a lot better, a lot more confident. So 2.8K, skating on the top power play unit. Definitely have some interest in him there. Owen Tippett, he also skates for Philly. He skates on that top power play unit at 2.7K. Really, we're just looking for guys, in this range who have opportunity. Opportunity is skating on your top power play unit with the best skaters on the team. So Owen Tippett is another guy that does fall into that category. To kind of see who else I would have interested in here. Not a whole lot, not too much, I guess. Obviously, Evgeny Malkin, I didn't talk about him, but he would definitely be in play. He skates with Raquel up here at 4.8K and Zucker down here at 3.1K. So maybe you go Pittsburgh 2. Try to get off of that top line, who's probably going to be squared up against Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner. So maybe you go with Pittsburgh 2. Could see that there as well. On to the D. Rasmus Dahlin 7-7. I know he's had just like an absurd great season. I don't know. I really struggle paying 7.7K for a defender. I know he's just been amazing and insane. Like, there's really no words to describe it. 12 points in 9 games. But if you want to go there, totally fine with it. I'm probably not going to be going there in cash. JPP, go for it. Hands down. Do it. Yeah, I'm just kind of like scrolling down. It looks like it's going to be a lot of like value plays for me. Like, I don't want to be playing D'Angelo. Let's just go through all the defenders. Dahlin, no, not in cash. D'Angelo, nope, not too interested in going up against Toronto. Letang, he's day-to-day. We'll have to see what's going on there. Provorov, 5.9K as a massive underdog. Maybe he gets the shot block bonus, but like, not really too excited with that there. Ellis on the RR. We're already down to 5.2K. Riley. Yeah, I mean, you could do it. He's going to be skating on that top power play unit with Austin Matthews and them. So you could go there at defense, but, 5.2K for, the production that really has been giving. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he doesn't shoot the puck at all. He rarely blocks a handful of shots. So you're looking for, like, a goal or an assist from him. And, it hasn't been there this season. Obviously, I will say, his price is reduced just because of the struggle that he has had, or that Toronto has had this season. But still, kind of wary of that. Jeff Petrie, he skates on the top power play unit. He shoots the puck quite a bit. He can block shots. I might like him a little bit more than Riley, but still, not too excited, not too thrilled with him at 4.5K. So you can kind of see real quickly, we're already down into the 3.3K and lower. So pay up for center, pay up for winger. You're going to be playing with the value D route. Pettersson, he skates on the second. He gets power play time with Pittsburgh. He blocks shots. Giordano, don't mind him there. Bryson's looks pretty good for Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, it's just it is going to be kind of like a plug and pray in the defense position here tonight. His goalie, don't worry about it. But just know that Philly's goalies see the third most high danger shots against per game for the season, and they've just been extremely lucky. So that kind of wraps up the slate. I kind of know I talked a little bit too long maybe for a 2-game slate, but I feel like I wanted to get my bases covered, kind of show you where everything was going and the path for this slate. So as always, good luck in your contest tonight, and we will see you guys in the next video.